Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Donald Trump is back from his face-to-face with Kim Jong-un, and that's a lot of face. But now he's got to deal with an even greater threat, Robert Mueller. And I'll tell you all about it in tonight's Cohen Corner. Tonight, the corner is crowded because there is huge news in the Mueller investigation. Sources say that ex-Trump lawyer Michael Cohen is likely to cooperate with federal prosecutors. Yes, Michael Cohen is going to sing like a canary, which is ironic because it's Trump that actually looks like one. Now... The first sign that Cohen is about to flip is that his lawyers are not expected to work with him going forward, and replacements for the lawyers have not been named. Wow, you know, he should hire my guest tonight, Michael Avenatti. I hear the last lawyer to go up against him is about to get arrested. And here's the thing. This is a shock. This must be a shock to Donald Trump because it comes at a critical time. Because sources say Mueller is wrapping up his obstruction of justice investigation, or as one of them put it, it's gonna hit the fan pretty soon. Wow. Wow. It's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna hit the fan. I did not know there was a fan in Donald Trump's pants, because that's where it's gonna be hitting. One former White House official said, even before the news that Cohen was cooperating broke, that Trump should be super worried about Michael Cohen. If anyone can blow up Trump, it's him. Well, okay, that gives Cohen leverage because the last guy who threatened to blow up Trump got his own summit. Yeah. He only understands. Here's the thing about Donald Trump. He only understands the rough stuff. You know Trump didn't see this coming because after Cohen's office was raided back in April, he tweeted, Michael is a businessman for his own account / lawyer who I have always liked and respected. Most people will flip if the government lets them out of trouble, even if ... it means lying or making up stories. Sorry, I don't see Michael doing that. Sorry, I just heard he did. Now, Now, there's still hope for Trump. A person close to Cohen says he hasn't flipped yet. He's sending up smoke signal to Trump. I need help. And that smoke signal is not a metaphor. Their pants are literally on fire. So, the question is, will Donald Trump pardon Michael Cohen? Maybe, maybe not. Because sources say Trump has been fuming about Cohen in private, blaming him for the messy Stormy Daniels situation. Why did Michael make me have sex with that woman? And why did he allow me to be alone with her during Shark Week? He knows it gets my juices flowing. I'm in a feeding frenzy. Cheeseburger porn star, cheeseburger porn star. So tonight, we say goodbye to their beautiful friend thing.
The words the media should be using to describe Mr. Trump are generous, compassionate, principled, empathetic, kind, humble, honest, and genuine.
Just love it. Just love it. And this Cohen news really took the bounce out of Trump's North Korea victory lap. This morning, Trump made a bold claim, tweeting, just landed, a long trip, but everybody can now feel much safer than the day I took office. There is no longer a nuclear threat from North Korea. Okay, granted, I have never felt less safe than the day you took office. But And it's a big but. You didn't get anything in writing from Kim. And experts say the nuclear threat from North Korea is far from over. But a little reality never stopped Trump from getting his tweet on, tweeting, "Before taking office, people were assuming that we were going to war with North Korea. President Obama said that North Korea was our biggest and most dangerous problem. No longer. Sleep well tonight." What do you mean, sleep well? You didn't change anything. It's like a lion got loose in our house and you took a selfie with it and then said, "Everything's fine. The lion and I have great chemistry. Sleep tight. Here, wear this lucky ham." Love you, baby. You'll be fine. Another thing that has confused people is that Trump announced that he was going to halt the joint military exercises with South Korea and the U.S. But that came as a shock to two of our close allies, South Korea and the U.S. In fact, a spokesperson for South Korea said, "At this moment, the meaning and intention of President Trump's remarks requires more clear understanding," which is Korean for Meanwhile, American troops said they're still moving ahead with a military exercise this fall until they receive guidance otherwise from the chain of command. Okay, that's very important. I think the chain of command now goes Trump, Ivanka, Dennis Rodman, Ivanka again, Jared's wife Ivanka, Fox, and friends. So, if he didn't consult with South Korea, and he didn't consult with the Pentagon, where did Donald Trump get the idea to stop these military exercises? Well, according to the Wall Street Journal, it's an idea he got after speaking to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Look, there's still no collusion. Technically, collusion happens in secret. This is totally out there. But I'm just following orders. But Trump says the meeting was a complete success and that North Korea pinky swore they'd give up their nukes, even if he didn't get it in writing.
It wasn't too long ago, though, that you said you defined success of this meeting by North Korea giving up its nuclear weapons.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Can you say why you didn't secure those details in this agreement?
Because there's no time. I'm here one day.
Yeah. There's no time. He's only there one day. Do you have any idea how much it costs to switch your reservation on Air Force One? There's like a $200 change fee, and they charge you extra to put John Bolton's crate in the baggage compartment. Little guy's so frightened. And Trump's statements don't line up with what North Korea is saying. Their state-run newspaper claims that not only did Trump express his intention to halt the military exercises, but he also offered security guarantees to North Korea and to lift the sanctions. But you know how it is. We say halt military exercises. They say lift sanctions. We say tomato. They say, wait, you have tomatoes? Could we have those? This raises a troubling question. If we're negotiating with dictators, what happens to America's status as an international bulwark against the rise of totalitarian... Forget it. Can we talk about that raccoon now? Oh, my God. Oh, my God.